I was able to go on the Joe Key trip last summer along with many others, and Coden was one of them. I've learned that Coden is a joyous individual who loves to go outdoors and hang out with friends, and I'm so happy to call you a friend. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Where?
Thanks, Maddie. Great job, guys. I've been told that I can't write anything without it sounding like a love confession. And I can guarantee you this won't be any different. So if you've ever traveled with me, whether it be as far as Gatlinburg, Panama, or India, I love you. If you are my mom, my dad, or my brother, I'm so incredibly thankful you're my family, and I love you so much. If you have ever fed me a meal, I love you. If you have ever been to one of my concerts, I love you. And if you have ever put an instrument in my hands, I love you more than you will ever know. My ribs ache constantly. My hair is always too long, and I never get enough sleep. I have no idea what I really want to do in college, and I don't go to see my dad enough. I can't help but picture everyone in their weakest moments as anything but a child. Like how when my father knocked on my hotel room door to gather me for his mother's funeral, he was wearing a suit that I think would have fit his father better, a giant of a man. My dad asked me if he looked okay, and I couldn't help but wonder if he asked his mom the same thing on the way to his first school dance with a girl he liked. I am often scared of the future. I still don't eat enough, but I'm so much better than I used to be. I find things out the hard way 90% of the time. I've seen firsthand what drugs can do to a boy that went to college on a full ride. I wonder if everything is intentional. What if dancing with your friends halfway around the world matters just as much as getting dinner before pit rehearsal? What if you cut your hair and a kid 5 years younger than you, or 14 years younger than you feels seen? What if tears are sacred? What if it's all love? I hope it is. It must be. If it's not, then why would my mom, the hardest working person I know, still find the time to take me to breakfast on the weekends, even after she's worked and studied for 14 hours every day of the week? How else would I have gone to Panama if I didn't say yes to doing percussion in the musical? I never would have jumped into freezing rivers, leapt over pythons, or taught instruments with my best friends around the world. If it's not about love, then why do I see God in my friends? There are moments where I've been too scared to think, like some grand short circuit inside my brain that causes all thought to cease. Like when I fell off a bike and managed to break my foot. I wasn't scared of it being broken so much as I was terrified of the prospect of being trapped and immobile once more. Or the moment 2 Christmases ago where I lost 2 of the most influential people in my life. Or even the countless conversations I've initiated with others to show leaders that time and time again, those unwilling to change are on the wrong side of history. I never would have made it through half of these things if it weren't for the love in my life. I should have known that my friends would not let me hide in my house. No matter how stubborn I tried to remain, they always managed to get me out. I should have known that my mom would have been there to mourn with me, no matter the fact that I would fly halfway around the world 17 hours later. And I couldn't possibly have known that the research I did leading up to these meetings would have formed the wildest family on Baylor campus. But I should have. And I want to know better. I should have known that God isn't in the meal, but in the sharing of the meal. That there is something holy hovering in the music building each morning before everyone else arrives. I should have known that worship is optional, but devotion is necessary. And the divine guilt that sits heavy in my bones gets heavier each day, but the prayer of rhythmic practice makes it easier. When I finally realize it, when I do know better, I imagine it will feel like the moment everyone forgets whose turn it is during a card game. I think I could soundtrack a whole future with the laughter that comes after realizing the point was never to win. I am an open wound in the shape of a person, and I used to believe that nothing really mattered in this world. And I would full-heartedly buy into the idea that the dog that wept after it killed was no better than the one that didn't. Your guilt would not purify you. But I know now that the dog that mourns is capable of change, and that everything matters. This is all we have. I am still often scared, but something has shifted in my chest. And I've learned how to feel the texture of a minute slide through me with full attention. So be attentive. Devote yourself to love, because love isn't everything. If nothing else, love more. I beg of you, love more.